Welcome everybody back to the Big House in Jackson, Mississippi. We are back here for the 1A state semifinals between Coldwater and Hinds, the Lady Bulldogs taking on the Lady Cougars. I am Nathan Epstein, joined with me by Brandon head coach Stephanie Murphy here courtside to bring you the action. We welcome you back to the Big House. Hope everybody enjoyed the action earlier on in the day. Had a couple of good games and one blowout. But tonight, it will be Hinds taking on Coldwater. First off, we have your starting lineups. For Hinds, Aisha Dixon, the junior, averaging 4.5 points a game, while Octavia Barnes, only a freshman, but she is averaging 11.5 points, almost averaging a double-double, Coach. So Octavia Barnes, one of those players to look out for. Eugenia Grigsby, the senior, she is averaging just under 9 rebounds a game and 13 points. She is the leading scorer. Adrian Burks, the junior, just around 9 points a contest, shooting 44%. And for Coldwater, of course, the one everybody's looking out for, Geronte Clemens. And we first found out today, we've known now for a while, that she is a commit to play ball for Southern Miss and head coach Lee McNeilis. Kalisha Leverson actually not far behind Clemens, a very good player in herself, averages 5.7 points, but also provides 5 rebounds a game, while Jamaica Davis, the junior, along with Charmaine Stackhouse, 11.3 points. She is behind Clemens in scoring, but then, of course, I suppose that goes without saying. Everybody on the roster is when you average 30 points a game.
Right.
And Chantel Saunders, she averages 4.6 points a game. So we're just about ready to get things started here, but a couple interesting dynamics to talk about here. First, Coach, is that Coldwater comes in with obviously the best player on the court today in Geronte Clemens, but Hinds has a lot of talent in themselves as well.
Yes, no doubt about it. I think everybody in the state of Mississippi knows Geronte Clemens and what she's capable of, and it's going to take probably a great effort on Hinds' part to try to slow her down, but it's going to be an interesting matchup.
Now, a couple interesting dynamics about both teams here. Hinds actually comes into this game. They started off their season 9-4. Since then, have won 18 straight games.
Unbelievable.
To get to the Big House. And their 2 of their 4 losses this season have come to teams that made it to this point, Taylorsville and New Site, while Coldwater, they're trying to get to the championship game and play Byers, who swept them in the regular season. We're just getting started, folks. Tip-off is on the way. The Lady Bulldogs and the Lady Cougars coming up on the MHSAA Network.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And welcome back to the Big House. Tip-off about to get underway. It's going to be Coldwater in their blue road uniforms, Hinds in the white, and Hinds controls the tip right away. Eugene Grigsby controls it, now finally out to Burks. On the right wing, they're working it underneath. Octavia Barnes, not quite there. The rebound comes to guess who? Geronte Clemens, her first of the game. For the 3 ball, banks it in. Not sure if she meant to do that. Chantel Saunders gets the first bucket of the game, and Coldwater leads early and right on cue. Clemens again with a steal. She's got a rebound. She's got a steal, looking for her first bucket, but instead is blocked.
Great block by Grigsby.
Grigsby underneath with that 5'9" frame of hers. Denies Clemens. Something not too many people have done so far this season. And Hinds again in their white home uniforms. Feeds it inside to Barnes, and now she'll pull it out.
Coldwater's in a 2-3 zone right now.
And so they're going to look to break it with the shot. No good. And Coldwater controls. And, Coach, one of the things we talked about early on is one of the interesting things about Clemens, she's a guard, but she has the numbers of a good guard and a good post player. And right back with the 3, Chantel Saunders. She has all 6 points for Coldwater thus far.
Yes, Clemens is just an unbelievable player. She does everything well. She rebounds well. She's active as far as getting steals and deflections. She's a really good player all the way around.
6-0 lead, make it 6-2. The leaner is good.
Looks like Hinds is doing some type of no-touch or a boxing one on Clemens. They're trying to deny her the ball.
And they've done that on the third possession, forced the turnover, first of the ball game. And like you said, Coach, they're playing in that 2-3 zone. So Hinds no doubt will try and shoot around it. And they do. Just a little strong from Grigsby. Rebound comes to Clemens, and she's going to try to run, fouled right away. And that looks like Leverson. No, excuse me. That is Harris with her first foul of the game.
Talking about the ability of Clemens to rebound, she already has 3 rebounds in 2 minutes.
Committed to play at Southern Miss for Coach Lee McNeilis next season. And the Golden Eagles actually on a bit of a tear themselves right now. Have won 5 of 6. Coldwater comes into this ball game with a 24-7 record. Clemens no good from the elbow. Rebound to Grigsby. Grigsby starting to establish herself on the boards as well today. Barnes calling for it, gets it, but can't finish the deal. And with the rebound, Leverson. Leverson with 5 rebounds a game, trying to go coast to coast, just off the rim. Not a friendly roll. Both teams after it, and a jump ball called.
It's a great take by Leverson. You got to get that one to stay in, though.
And Coldwater going to try to apply the full court pressure here. Coldwater, coached by Wirt Spiva. He's also the athletics director for the school. Bruce Baker, the head coach for Hinds County Agricultural.
Oh, that's too easy. She can't cut straight down the lane, just get the pass it. So she'll score that every time.
And she'll try to get her first points of the game by way of the free throw line. Coldwater trying to get to the championship game to face Byers, who just absolutely crushed Bogachita earlier on today, and Clemens misses her first free throw. So something I don't think too many of us expected. She was denied by a block on her first layup attempt, and she misses her first free throw, still can't get on the board. So how about this? She's had her chances, but not to be so far. Harris, nice move to get past her man, but can't finish the deal, just a little too strong. Coldwater still leads by 4, looking to make more. Yes, sir.
Coldwater right now is 3 for 3 from the three-point line. They're really lighting it up early.
All from around that same position, too, around that left side of that wing. So right back, Grigsby.
Nice
Inside, taking it 1-on-3. Looks like she had the shot, but couldn't finish it off. So far, that's the story for Hinds, is hasn't been able to finish the deal.
Right, they're getting great looks. You need to take that time to make it. It was a good attack by Griggs. She didn't take the time to finish that.
And we have a timeout, a 30-second timeout called by Hinds. They find themselves down 7 so far. But, again, one of the surprises in this game, Coach, is the fact that Clemens has not been able to get on the board. She's been to the free throw line, misses both of her attempts, and then she goes in for a layup, and it's just absolutely blocked in a way that I'm not really sure too many of us expected her to be blocked. She had completely palmed right in her face.
Right, I'm sure Hinds has been talking about that all week. I mean, you know what you have to do to stop Coldwater, and that is to be able to slow Clemens down. So I think they have it in their mind right now, knowing what they have to do to kind of keep her from scoring in bunches, because she can score in a hurry.
If you were covering her right now, would it be a box and one strategy? Would it be a zone to keep her from getting in? What would be your strategy to cover her?
I think Hinds has the right approach as far as the box and one or just a dominant one, something to try to deny her from getting the ball so much.
And right now she's going to bring it up the court. She'll bring it up slowly. Her team ahead by 7. Looking to get to the championship to face a team that swept them in the regular season. Chantel Saunders. Or excuse me, that's Leverson with the bucket. Lead stretched. Now to 9, and now a steal. Clemens on the fast break. Trying to take it 1-on-2. The floater, no. Clemens still trying to get on the board. Outlet pass to Grigsby. Underneath, and that layup is good. Adrienne Burks. Burks gets on the board for the first time tonight.
Hinds is showing a little full court press right now, like a little 1-2-2-4.
Clemens again still looking for her first bucket. There it is. The scoop shot up and good. But one thing we've seen, whether she misses or makes it, she's going to be aggressive all night long. She's been attacking the basket. She's had her she's had her hands on the ball for a majority of the game.
Right, that's her strength, getting to the basket. She's great at it.
Dixon controlling the point to Harris. Harris for the three. That one well short. And there's Clemens with the rebound. She's been all over the boards thus far. The little bounce pass, layup no good. Charmaine Stackhouse kind of pumping her chest saying, my bad, but doesn't cost her thus far. The offensive rebound, the put back, Octavia Barnes, the freshman. Very nice size for a freshman, wouldn't you say?
Very nice body, a great athlete.
13-6, Coldwater leads, and now a scrum for it. Hinds comes up with the steal.
Got a 2-on-1.
Oh, no. Not exactly sure what she was thinking, nor does anybody else in the building.
I think she got a little confused. She had a 2-on-1 break. I think she just kind of got a little bit confused.
And head coach Baker has
has
that same look on his face, as in, okay, let's maybe be a little more careful next time. So Leverson controls the point. And the three ball no good by Saunders. Rebound comes to Croatia Williams, who's into the ball game, a 5'3" junior. Averages 6 rebounds a game. All the way to the bucket, still nothing going inside the paint for Hinds. A scrum
Great
for
hustle
it.
by Barnes.
Barnes on the ground. And so the lead will stay at 7 points for Coldwater. Saunders feeds inside to Clemens. The fadeaway. Look at the touch on that shot.
I think they may want to double it when she catches it.
One of the things that I've seen so far is she's so quick getting her shot up in the air. Before you know it, she's off her feet. And here she is right in front of us, almost getting the steal. Speaking of which, look what I got.
She elevates extremely well to be small. She's probably only about 5'7", 5'8", but she just elevates all the floor extremely well.
Approaching 2 minutes to go in the quarter. And Coldwater leads by 9, still showing the 2-3 zone. Harris. 3 fouls have been called for Hinds, so definitely a physical game thus far. Harris for the three, little too short, but Barnes, missed point blank. Had nobody in front of her. All she had to do was put it up off the backboard. Instead, comes away with nothing. Will it cost her? Not this time, but the offensive rebound, and this time Barnes blocks her, and now she hits the ground. Comes right back out to Coldwater. So Chantel Saunders tried to take it in, was denied by Barnes, and a little one too many steps there for Kalisha Leverson.
Barnes is doing a lot of great things early on as far as on the offense and the defensive end. She's a very impressive freshman. Great upside and potential.
9-point lead, and Hinds trying to dig out of it just a little bit. Coldwater looking for a double-digit lead. Grisby down underneath to Barnes. Barnes just too short. And here comes Clemens. Clemens right down main through a triple team and gets fouled. So she's going to go to the line for 2 free throws. She's 0 of 2 so far.
Hinds will have to pick her up a little bit earlier and try to stop the ball. The general rule, if nobody ever stops, you continue to go to the basket, and that's what Clemens did on that possession.
Adrian Burke set to come back into the game for head coach Baker for Hinds. 1:11 left in the fourth, and Clemens sinks her first free throw of the night. Clemens, by the way, already has 7 boards. She averages just under 12 rebounds a game, and she's already 3/4 of the way there. Not even a quarter has passed. Erica Harris controlling the point. Grigsby back to Harris. So Coldwater has its first double-digit lead of the night, and they're looking for more now. Clemens on the fast break after the steal. On the outside, good look, and she knocks it down. Charmaine Stackhouse gives Coldwater a 14-point lead.
They've hit all 4 threes from that left baseline.
And we said before the broadcast that it's good to have a last name Stackhouse if you play basketball. And another turnover, so we're going back to Coldwater. And Octavia Barnes heading back into the ball game. Natika Barnes, her sister, on the bench backing her up. Now, Barnes not too much as far as scoring the ball. However, she has shot 41% on the year, backing up her sister. And it looks like they're going to hold for the last shot. 20-6. Coldwater leads, and they're doing just what you said, Coach, trying to deny Clemens the ball, but she ends up getting it. 10 seconds
She's
left.
Probably going to attack here.
Pulls up from the elbow. Yes, sir. Wow.
She's a player. She is a player.
Buzzer sounds. Clemens has it. And by the way, if you want to catch Clemens or any of the action that you've seen here today, you can catch a DVD, buy a DVD, go to www.mishsaa.tv. And currently, Coldwater leads it 22-6 over Hinds. And Coldwater coming into this game, 24-7 record. Want to try and get back to Byers, who absolutely obliterated Bogachita earlier today. And Hinds, on the other hand, coming in with a 24-5 record. So a couple numbers for you so far in this game. Durante Clemens, really, after missing her first couple free throws, missing her first couple shots, blocked once already today, still has 8 points and 7 rebounds. Barely a quarter has gone by, and she's already well on her way to a double-double easy.
Right, she's not going to slow down just because she missed a couple of shots earlier. I mean, she's a scorer, and scorers and shooters continue to shoot. So, I mean, that's how you get your points. So she's not going to slow down because she's being off a little bit.
Now, interesting dynamic, though, because as a coach, you love that, and sometimes you hate it, though. If she's having an off night and you want to tell her, well, be careful, but you want her to also do what she does, which is score.
I think in Clemens' case, you tell her nothing, but let her continue to score.
So,
she's great.
0-0, not that this is going to happen, but 0-20, yeah, keep shooting.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going.
Got some substitutions. Croatia Williams into the ball game for Hinds. And Barnes, Octavia Barnes, through a double team, has to pull it back out. We're in the second quarter now, and Coldwater has the lead 22-6. Hinds trying to cut into it. Body English doesn't work for Croatia Williams, and a touch foul called on Harris. Tried to mustered it in a little bit with that leg action of hers after she shot it, knew she missed it right away. And that will be the 15th foul for Hinds. Only one foul on Coldwater so far.
I think right now Hinds is showing a little triangle in two. They're trying to deny Stackhouse as well.
Well, they better start doing something about Clemens. She's starting to heat up. The baseline jumper is good. And Coldwater early on starting to pull away. Harris. Baseline jumper in and out. No good for Grigsby.
Another rebound by Clemens. She's pulling
Clemens, crossover, pull up three, and she's fouled, so she won't get the bucket, but she's going to go to the line for 3 shots.
She's almost unguardable in a one-on-one situation. She's that kind of a talent.
Well, so far, no matter whether it's 1, 2, or 3 players, no one's really been able to guard her so far. Amazing to think that Byers beat this team twice with Clemens on their squad. Clemens averaging 30 points a ball game and 11 rebounds a game, which in and of itself, considering her size as the second free throw is no good, that she's able to get in there. She's able to get inside the paint so often.
Right, she's plays much bigger than the size.
Grigsby looking for Burks on the inside, instead is fouled. Burks waiting in the paint.
It's a good take by Grigsby. They need to attack the basket more and don't settle for so many jump shots. They really need to get a basket on this end, this possession.
Williams to inbound, and she finds Octavia Barnes. Back out Dixon. Coldwater staying in that 2-3 zone. It's really been effective at the same time as Grigsby pulls up, no good. Same time, Hinds has missed a lot of short as that is Stackhouse hitting the floor hard. Hinds hasn't done themselves any favors either, considering the fact that they have missed a lot of shots on the inside.
Right, it's hard for them to get anything consistently going on the offensive end.
Stackhouse with 3 points on the night. She's going to go to the line.
It's kind of hard for a team to remain confident when you're not making shots. Everybody needs to see the ball go in the basket every now and then to give you some confidence, and it's kind of hard for them right now.
So the lead grows to 20 for Coldwater. Already well on their way to the 1A state title game to face Byers. Hinds is going to have to start making some shots if they want any hope of being in this thing come fourth quarter. So now it's Grigsby.
Oh, well, looks a little 2-2-1 half-court trap.
And almost steps across the half-court line and back over. Instead, she's fouled by Leverson.
It's good aggression.
Excuse me, that is Stackhouse. That is her second foul, the team's third. And now it's Barnes going to be running the point along with Aisha Dixon, who's back into the game, the junior. Grigsby fires the three, just a little too strong, had a good look at it, looked to be online, and here comes Clemens. No numbers, and yet she's going to try and take it anyway. And Kalisha Leverson hits the ground hard after she's tripped by Barnes.
I think Leverson may have gotten away with her travel. She shuffled her feet before she took off on that dribble.
So Harris coming into the game for Hinds. Erica Harris, and taking a seat is Croatia Williams.
And Coldwater's already in the bonus, so that doesn't bode well for Hinds.
You have to think that half of that at least is there she is. Durante Clemens. No, but she's going to go to the line once again. That would have been amazing in and of itself just to get the shot off under that double team.
I think that was her 10th rebound. I really believe that was her 10th rebound already.
Let's just assume that she's fine to get a double-double. It just depends on how many, who knows, how many assists she gives. Could be looking at a triple-double today.
Triple.
You calling it right now?
May get a triple. I think she can get that many steals probably.
You heard it right here, Stephanie Murphy. All the stats that she has on the stat sheet, not even close her teammates, which is not to say anything bad of her teammates. That's just how good she is. Barnes looking underneath to Burks, and Burks goes up as fouled. She's going to go to the line for 2 shots. Clemens over this seat coming into this game on the season, over 100 rebounds, nearly 400 total rebounds, 124 steals. All those numbers, nobody even touches it on the team.
She's just that special. She's a special player. Every now and then somebody special comes along, and she's just one of those players, just a special player, just a God-given talent.
Burks trying to make it a 21-point game, trying to cut into the lead. She does. Approaching 5 minutes to go in the half. One more foul, and Coldwater will be in the bonus for the remainder of the game. Clemens sees the double and immediately dribbles away. And Stackhouse was looking for that three from that same spot. Instead, it's Clemens penetrating. That is too easy.
She made it look easy, but that was a tough shot. She made it look that easy.
Splits the double team with relative ease.
And finishes with the left hand.
So back comes Grigsby. She almost travels, instead steps back, and that's an air ball. Barely gets to the backboard. And there you have it. Coldwater's now in the double bonus. 31-8, Coldwater leads. Hinds. You talk about a team right now, Coach. Hinds is a team that, again, won 18 straight. It's just remarkable now how they could fall into this big of a hole. And by the way, most of those 18 wins, not even close. You're talking about 70-30 wins, 70-20 wins, and
That's the thing about you get in a situation like this when you get off to a slow start, then you start to question yourself. And I think right now that's a lot of what's going on Hinds. Their demeanor right now is a little bit down. They really need to get something constructive going, maybe a little 6-0 run to kind of give them some confidence.
Natika Barnes coming into the game, the junior. Not much on the scoring end, again, is Natika, but as Clemens sinks her second free throw, she's good on the boards, and maybe that's what head coach Baker is looking for. She averages 5.5 rebounds a game. So now it's Harris running the point out to Barnes. Harris for the three. Just too short. Looked like it might drop for a second. The offensive rebound, no, nothing is falling. Hinds can't buy a basket.
They got to get one of those to go down. Both of them are really close. They got to get it to go down.
Nice no-look pass underneath to Brooklyn Polk, only a sophomore, checked into the ball game for the first time tonight, and that's her first bucket of the night. And here's Barnes underneath, still nothing doing. Offensive rebound, no for Nia Williams, 5'6" junior. She'll go to the line trying to get something, anything going here for Hinds, because as we said at the start of the broadcast, they're getting looks on the inside. They've gotten plenty. At the very least, they should have about 15 or 17 points to this point.
Right, they're getting great looks in these opportunities, and they're going to the line. I think that's their third straight miss at the free throw line. So they've had something they'll have to give at some point if they want to get back into this game.
Second free throw, still nothing. The offensive rebound, no.
Another
Barnes
chip.
had it. Instead, ran out of real estate. Look at the speed by Clemens. No one's going to catch her. The crossover turns on the Jets. She's gone. And it looks like Coldwater could be gone before this thing even starts. Williams out to Grigsby. Little crossover move inside.
Oh.
Still nothing. Unbelievable.
Yeah, that's frustrating. You can just see that's frustrating when you're getting that close and they're just rolling out. But they need to stay with it. That was a good drive.
And that's about as wide open as she's going to find herself, and still nothing is falling.
They've missed probably about 5 layups in the last 2 minutes.
Nia Williams back to
Back
Grigsby,
at it.
gets her,
Oh, she
and it looks like
traveled.
she may have walked with the basketball. She does, and it looks like she is just absolutely frustrated with herself. Sort of lied down knowing that she missed a wide open layup and she shuffled her feet. So,
Right, Grizz is a senior. She's trying to make something happen to get her team back in the game.
under 4 minutes left until half. Clemens now looking for the long range. No good. Had a good look at it with a man in her face. Grigsby with the rebound. And now out to Williams.
I need to continue to attack the basket. I wouldn't settle for a jump shot here.
And that's exactly what Barnes is trying to do. There's a bucket for Barnes.
They needed that one. It's a good finish by the freshman.
Nice body control. 26-point lead for Coldwater still, so a lot of work to do for Hinds if they want to get back into this. And underneath was Brooklyn Polk for Coldwater. Doesn't matter, the layup good. Polk was wide open underneath, had her hands up in the air, but still a 28-point lead.
I think Hinds is having a little miscommunication on his zone. They're trying to focus on Clemens, but they're leaving that lane wide open.
Williams for three, no good. Octavia Barnes had the rebound, maybe a little careless. Instead, the ball's on the ground. Kicked out by Grigsby, and Williams retains possession for Hinds. Looking underneath to Barnes. She's been the catalyst for this offense so far. Harris has a three blocked by Kalisha Leverson. And so Harris, instead of getting a three ball to fall, she gets her third foul.
I don't know if you make that call, though. I mean, it's a hustle play. Both have a right to the ball.
Crowds have been pretty rowdy today, but not much to cheer about really for either side in this game so far. Coldwater is taking care of business as Charmaine Stackhouse hits the first of two free throws. More substitutions coming for Baker into the ball game, or excuse me, for head coach Baker. Aisha Dixon, the point guard, back into the game. And Stackhouse, second free throw, no good. And Octavia Barnes is tangled up with Clemens. And there's that athleticism that we talk so much about. Octavia Barnes looked like she had the clear advantage in that rebound. And Clemens just somehow athletic, quick, finds a way to get it done. Clemens on the inside. Looked like she wanted to post up on Grigsby. Instead, another jump ball. This time we're going to Hinds. And you can see that look on head coach Baker's face, as in, I'm not sure exactly what to do at this point. He's biting his nails. He's trying to figure something out, because right now he finds his team in a 29-point hole. And still no good for Aisha Dixon. Nothing falling from the outside. They can barely get anything to fall on the inside. Clemens, the layup is good. Wow.
She's really pouring it on right now. She's really pouring it. She's showing why she's a candidate for Player of the Year.
And Grigsby trying to answer, instead is fouled on the baseline. No shooting foul, but
there's not a whole lot you can do in that situation. If she's coming at you with a full head of steam, there's not a whole lot you can do but just hope she misses. She's not going to do that often.
6th foul, so one more, and Hinds will be in the 1-and-1. Out to Nia Williams. Thought about the three, instead no looks to Dixon. Dixon on the right wing, has to give it up. And this is Barnes for the three, no good. Rebound comes to Leverson. Under 2 minutes now to play until halftime, and wow, Brooklyn Polk misses a wide open layup herself and now is fouled, so it looks like she's going to go back to the free throw line. But just to give you an indication as to how the afternoon has gone for Hinds, they had two players right there looking for the rebound, and Polk gets in and somehow manages to get her own rebound, but can't make the free throw, so it will stay a 31-point ball game.
Polk, being a 6'1" sophomore, has a lot of room to grow. She's making an impression on this game already.
Ball kind of dies on the rim and falls in, so we have a 32-point game. Hinds, nothing falling, nothing doing. Looking for something, anything to climb back in. Tyra Williams looking for it, no good. But Barnes with the rebound and the putback. And at least that's something, but they're going to need a lot more of it. Under a minute to play until half, and here's Clemens. And you have to think that they would wait until the last shot of this game. Grigsby looks like she hit her in the face, but now it's Clemens with the ball. 44 seconds until half. And Clemens cut to the basket, but Leverson wasn't looking for her. The bank shot no good. Octavia Barnes, the outlet to Grigsby. Grigsby looking to take it 1-on-2, puts it up, no good. And she'll go to the free throw line with 30 seconds left.
Yeah, she really needs to make these two free throws here. So they have a long way to go before they can get back into the game, but every little bit is going to help.
As cliche as it sounds, what do you say to your team in there? Because at this point, 18 straight wins, you never expected to be in this position. As Grigsby's first free throw is up and good, cuts the lead down to 29. You never expected to be in this position with 18 straight wins, and now you are. So what exactly do you say? You couldn't have been prepared for a game like this.
Well, I think you have to remind them of why they're here. You know, they're here for a reason. So 18 straight wins, evidently they're, a championship-level team. They just have to get back to that. 19
seconds, Clemens, the floater with the right hand, is up and good off the backboard. It's been all Clemens all half. 10 seconds left until half. And Barnes with 7 seconds, with 6. Top of the key, 4 seconds, 3 seconds. Takes it inside, has it blocked, and instead, shot would not have counted if it went. Felicia Leverson with the attempt. Coldwater fans are on their feet. The score at half, 44-13, has not been close. And Gerante Clemens has had herself a ball game. And we're going to go to break and come right back with the start of the second half. 44-13, Lady Cougars lead. You're listening and watching to the MHSAA playoffs on the MHSAA network.
You can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
Back in the big house in Jackson, and the Jackson Coliseum has been a house of horrors for Hinds in the first half against Coldwater. They trail 44-13. And Coach, your final thoughts on the first half?
That was a great half by Coldwater, no doubt about it. They came out there, the more aggressive team. They're playing great defense, and they're getting a lot of easy baskets for the offensive end on transition. They got the game started with those 4 straight threes that they made over there in that left baseline, and they kind of opened up for Clemens to kind of get loose when she started off a little slow.
And so Coldwater holds the 44-13 advantage on their way, it looks like, back to a state championship matchup with Byers. We're going to go to break once more and be back with the second half. You're watching the 1A state semifinals on the MHSAA network. And back in the big house in Jackson, Mississippi, the 1A state semifinals. Hinds, the score you are seeing of that bottom team, Hinds, is the score of a team that's won 18 straight ball games coming into today. Coldwater actually lost their last game before getting to Jackson. Guess who? To Byers, who is now waiting for the winner of this game in the state championship game. So here are your first half stats for you. 5 of 32 shooting for Hinds, and just absolutely could not get anything going on the inside. 15 of 26 for Coldwater, while meanwhile 8 of those attempts have come from one Durante Clemens. Coach, you're about 6 rebounds away from your prediction. Durante Clemens, 22 points, 14 rebounds. She only needs 6 assists for a triple-double.
I think she's very capable of getting, like I said, she's as advertised. She is really that good, and I think she's showing the state why she's that good right now. Everybody can see it. I mean, she's just a player.
And so she will do the honors of inbounding the ball right in front of us. Second half is now underway. Coldwater 1 half away from playing for a state championship against a team that swept them in the regular season and that beat them in the North State Championships. Clemens also almost has the ball, knocks away. Instead, out to Chantel Saunders.
A lot more aggression from Hinds coming out of the locker room. You can see it.
There you go.
Feels good to touch it.
Be a little better if it's gold from that next time.
Feels good. In on the action.
Well, coaches have always said as that is Clemens on the inside, the dish. Over to Erica Wilkins, the junior. Didn't see much action, even though she's listed as a starter. Didn't see much action in the first half. But she'll go to the free throw line to try and extend Coldwater's lead. And as she misses her first one, Coach, all the coaches I've spoken to so far have said this is the one chair you don't want to be in. Not for reasons that it's bad or anything, but for reasons that you're not on the other side.
Yeah, it's definitely good to be on the other side, at least competing for at least an opportunity to get to the championship. But this is good, too.
Well, Aisha Dixon. Octavia Baker. Baker very, very aggressive. First half, got a lot of good looks, just couldn't knock anything down. Baker in the first half.
Coldwater still showing the 2-3 zone. That's the way to get the ball inside. They'll need to do more of that.
And so Adrian Burks cuts into the lead, if ever so slightly. And back comes Clemens. She'll try to push. Nobody contesting the layup. No good, but boy, she can take a hit and still goes up.
Right. She need to get there a little bit quick and probably try to rotate over and take that charge. Burks was coming, but she just didn't get there quick enough.
So Octavia Barnes on her way to a double-double as well. 8 points and 10 rebounds as Durante Clemens, really the only enemy of Clemens so far, her best defender, has been the free throw line. Clemens again misses. And Clemens on the inside, off the backboard, makes it look so easy.
She really does. See if Hinds can get another bucket here.
So it's Grigsby on the wing. Instead throws it right into the hands of Coldwater on the other end. Wow, a lot of contact from Aisha Dixon. And hitting the deck hard was Kalisha Leverson. She'll go to the line for 2 shots.
Dixon actually had time to probably get in position to just try to stop the ball or just take a charge.
Well, with under 7 minutes left to go in the third quarter, we welcome you courtside in the big house, Jackson Coliseum in Jackson, Mississippi. Nathan Epstein courtside with Brandon head coach Stephanie Murphy. Not much of a game to the surprise of many. Hinds, winners of 18 straight. Rebound on the floor comes out to Saunders. Now it's to Leverson, floats it up, off the backboard, no good, fights for her own rebound, now gets it out, Stackhouse back out, Leverson back trying to attack, instead Saunders for the 3 ball!
That's definitely not going to help Hinds' cause.
35 deficit they find themselves in. Harris on the other end, banks it in, and it comes right back out. That has been the story all afternoon. Clemens back on the fast break, crossover move. She was looking to kick it out to Stackhouse, who was waiting. Instead, jump ball, we're going back to the Lady Bulldogs.
That was a good move by Harris. Again, it's like you said, everything is kind of rolling, going in and out. They really need those back buckets to stay in.
And what's the old saying, Coach? It's just when it's not your night, it is not your night.
Right. They can't get anything to go down consistently.
They can't even keep it in possession now as the steal comes right back to Coldwater. And Leverson tried to split the double team, instead turns it right back over. Adrian Burks hands it off Grigsby. Grigsby pulls up from the elbow, too short. Octavia with the rebound. She'll pull up and nails the jumper. Octavia Barnes back on the board. She now has a double-double for the evening.
Yeah, Barnes is showing a lot of potential to be a freshman. I really like her upside and potential. They just need to keep chipping away at it.
Barnes in the first half, 4 of 12 shooting, but at least 3 of those came from point-blank range. And Clemens almost had an assist there. Again, Clemens now looking for a double-double, so every assist valuable at this point, and instead can't get it to go. So Coldwater will still inbound the balls. They retain possession. Leverson will do the honors. Looking for Stackhouse. She's covered. Instead finds Saunders. Saunders back to Leverson in the corner, covered by Grigsby, and instead hands right back off. Over to Stackhouse in the corner. 4:45 remaining in the third quarter. And now Hinds actually going back to a zone. Clemens on the inside, too strong. Octavia Baker, the rebound, no. And now it's Aisha Dixon coming up with the loose ball.
They just go and attack the basket here.
Grigsby still can't get anything to fall. And there, finally off the backboard, had an easy look at a layup. Instead had to corral her own rebound to get the points.
That's a good effort for us trying to stay with it. They need to get a stop here.
31-point deficit Hinds finds themselves in, and Clemens has been the catalyst for it all. Saunders.
They need to pick up their aggression here on the defensive end.
Stackhouse, nothing but bottom. 53-19. They continue to pour it on, and barring a miracle, you know, Coach, there's sometimes that teams just have that look like they can come back.
Right.
And no disrespect to Hinds, but they just don't seem to have that team that looks like they can come back right now, considering they're missing so many easy shots on the inside.
Yeah, they came out of the locker room with a little bit more aggression, but right now they just kind of settled back into it doesn't look like they can get back into the game.
Leverson floats it up. Just a little too strong. Harris with the rebound. Harris will try to take it 2 on 3. The left hand is
Very
good.
Nice move. Very nice move by Harris. They need more of that. Got to get a stop here, though. Can't exchange baskets.
Clemens, this shot blocked by Adrian Burks. Good show on the defensive end from Burks, the junior. And so now Coldwater will inbound it. Again, Leverson. Stackhouse covered, looking for Clemens on the inside, but throws it into a quadruple team. Here's Harris again, trying to split a double team, stays with it, and instead is fouled on the way up. She'll go to the free throw line.
Harris is fighting right now. She's the one person on the floor that looks like she still wants to get in the game and try to cut this lead down.
You use the word fight, Coach. If you look at that bench over there for Hinds, you got girls with their hands in their laps, their hands on their face, almost looking like they know it's just a matter of time. But as you said, Harris doesn't think it's over quite yet. But she needs to make her free throws, can't do it.
Yeah, I mean, they still have a whole another quarter to play plus these 3 minutes. So if they can consistently get stops and attack the basket, maybe get to the line and get layups, there's a possibility they could get back in it. It's going to take a concerted effort by everyone, though.
And again, can't connect on the free throws. Clemens with the rebound. Just continues to add to her tally. Out to Stackhouse from the corner. Just a little too strong, Octavia Baker. The freshman, as you said, Coach, she's a player that you're going to have to look out for in the future.
Right. She has a lot of potential.
Grigsby, floater from the baseline, air ball, and that's been the way her night's gone all along. Grigsby, the lone senior on the team for this Hinds squad, and it looks like her season is going to end in the worst of ways. Stackhouse, not exactly sure why she pump faked to the outside, but I guess whatever works. And everything seems to be working for Coldwater. as they hold a 53-21 lead. We're going to go to break. 2 minutes and 28 seconds left in the third quarter. Coldwater in command.
We can get a player up here.
Oh, that's good stuff.
All right, perfect. Prepare a Wiley Ballard graphic.
Do you want me to start the stream?
Start the stream. Camera 3. Beautiful.
For more information on how your school can join the Play on School broadcast program and participate in the MHSAA network, go to playonsports.com/SBP.
And head coach Wirt Spiva pretty much telling his guys, hey, we got to get ready for Byers now. And Coldwater looks like they're on their way to an appearance in the 1A state championship game. They hold a 53-21 lead over the Hinds Lady Bulldogs. And coach, she's kind of stuck on that assist right there is Durante Clemens. 24 points now, 18 boards, 4 assists. So she still needs 6 assists and almost had one more there, but...
Right, they're missing some chippies to kind of hinder that triple-double, but I think she still has a lot of time to get it.
You think maybe she should get in their face and say, come on, guys, I'm going for a triple-double here. Can you help?
I think she should.
Can you help me out here a little bit? Under 3 minutes left in the third quarter. And it's going to be Leverson inbounds it, finds Brooklyn Polk in the corner. Right back to Clemens, pulls up, no. Polk with the rebound, up back strong, no. Clemens has done everything but dunk, and it looked like she wanted to do that on that rebound.
You know, she actually won the dunk contest this summer.
As Grigsby up for the shot, no good. Now, I'm not much familiar with the girls' dunking contest, so I'm assuming the hoop is lower. Or
they lowered the goals probably to about 8 feet, and I think Clemens won. It was Mississippi Association of Coaches All-Star Game event, and this is the first year they did a girls' dunk contest, and Clemens was the winner.
Well,
she did some pretty amazing dunks.
Well, 8 feet is higher than I can get, so.
Yeah, she's pretty amazing dunking. Very impressive.
Why am I not surprised? Grigsby makes both free throws. 30-point game. Now at this point, Coach, approaching the fourth quarter as Coldwater retains possession, you know, anything can happen in a basketball game. And now do you want to think about maybe resting Clemens because you just don't know with how aggressive she is to the hoop. If there's an injury waiting to happen, I don't know.
I think you let her play a little longer just to make sure the game is solidified, and maybe in the fourth quarter, about 3 minutes ago, you may want to take her off and still about a 30-point lead.
And she gets the ball here again.
But she wants to be out there. She's a player. She loves to compete.
And just throws up an awkward layup. Are you kidding me?
Great body control.
What was that? Back almost facing the basket. Just hook shots it in the middle of the air and somehow gets it to fall. And Hinds is saying, well, she can make that and we can't make a bank shot. Harris looking for a 3 ball, just a little too short.
I still don't think jump shots are the answer for Hinds. I think everything needs to be going to the basket at this point. Not
really a shooting team is Hinds. Only one player shoots even close to 40%, and that's Grigsby. Everybody else you see 37, 28, 25, 19% shooting the ball, so not particularly a good shooting team.
Right, that's why you want to get as close to the goal as possible. Try to get a couple layups in.
Inside, looking to Erica Wilkins. Can't control the pass. We're going the other way. And so again, Byers is waiting in the state championship game, and in all likelihood, they're waiting for Coldwater. Grigsby for the jump shot, just a little too strong. And there it is again, Coach, that all these jump shots, all these layups, they are good looks, and they look like good shots. Just they're doing everything but falling. That one's going to fall. Clemens on the inside.
She's just filling up the stat sheet right now.
Got to be getting close to 40 points now. Average is 30, so right around her average. And coming into the ball game for Coldwater, for Coldwater, that is Jamaica Davis, a junior. one of the seldom used players for head coach Spiva.
You see, so many jump shots are leading to long rebounds by Coldwater. That's just allowing them to get back out in transition. So you may want to take something just trying to get to the basket and maybe take a chance of getting fouled.
And as Clemens again misses the free throw, it's just been her Achilles heel this game as Harris is denied by Tariko Renfro, who picks up the foul. Another one of head coach Spiva's seldom used players, only a junior, 5'9", contributes just over a point a game.
It's a good take by Harris. Harris, again, is still being aggressive, trying to chip away at this big lead. But she has to make her free throws, though.
She's now missed 3 consecutive. And back into the game is going to come Octavia Barnes.
I like her effort. She hadn't given up on the team, but she definitely needs to make some of these shots and free throws.
17 seconds left to go, and 4 straight missed now for Harris. Doesn't seem like it would make much of a difference, but as far as Hinds is concerned, anything counts. As Clemens just outruns 2 people and can't get that 5th assist, as that was Renfro denied and almost gets the shooter's touch. Instead, Renfro tips it in at the buzzer. 57-23, everything going Coldwater's way. They're 1 quarter away from playing for a state championship, and you are joining us inside the big house in Jackson, Mississippi. Remember, if you want to catch these games, you can do so on demand. Catch them on MississippiHSAA.tv. Catch all the action right here on the MHSAA network on demand. And all the finals, of course, will be broadcast live by Mississippi Public Broadcasting. Finals will start on Thursday. First final will be March 1st. New Site and Walnut will tip off in 2A at 1 o'clock. You can catch them right here on Mississippi Public Broadcasting. 59-23. As the Lady Cougars on their way. 28 points for Clemens, right around her average. 19 rebounds, 20 rebounds. I don't care. Women's basketball, boys basketball, college, pro. 20 rebounds is something. Those are in the NBA be Dwight Howard numbers.
Right. She'll get that easily. She'll probably get 25.
But still needs 6 assists in the 4th quarter for a triple-double. Instead, it's Grigsby back, Harris on the right wing. And she's going to pull up for 3 and nail it. So Harris, as you said, still competing, and now they'll put on the full court pressure.
All right, Harris hasn't given up on the game. She's hustling right now. She's going to come up with a steal.
And now she picks Leverson's pocket. Harris
go to the basket
and lays it up off the glass, just nowhere close. And Clemens may have walked with that basketball. Instead, they're going to call a jump ball. Pivot foot definitely moved, but I guess when it's this kind of night, everything's going to go your way. Wouldn't make much of a difference in the grand scheme of things, but
I think that was a 20th rebound.
And surprisingly enough, that turnover by Clemens, her first of the night. So how do you like that for a point guard? 4 assists and only 1 turnover.
You love it. It's a great ratio.
4-1, not bad. Under 8 now to play in the 4th quarter.
That's too much room.
Oh, my goodness. Nasty crossover. The dish, no good.
She's getting frustrated. I think she knows she can get that triple-double if they just make a layup on her dish.
And Barnes back for a jump shot of her own after that was Renfro that missed the easy bucket. And Clemens tries to save it. Instead, it will go right back to Hinds. So Hinds just not their night. And just looking back at their schedule, you look at these games that they finished up with. Obviously, I don't have time to go through all 18, but entering Jackson, 62-33 over Bogachita, 82-41 over East Octavia, 75-52, 67-28, 68-48, 72-27. I mean, the list goes on and on. These scores just don't make sense when it comes to this game, and I understand Clemens is a great player. Let's not kid ourselves. She is a phenomenal player and is most likely going to be good at the next level. But one player doesn't make a team.
Right.
She's not going to, I mean, she has 30 points, so that still leaves 20 more points from everybody else, and that still leaves a lot of missed buckets from Hinds, which they still can't connect on.
Right now Coldwater has a lot of other players that are stepping up right now. This is going to be a 3-on-0 fast break.
And wow,
This layup.
a 2 on nobody, and they get nothing out of it.
Yeah, Coldwater has other players that stepped up and made plays. Like I said, we're getting a lot of big threes from Stackhouse and Sanders, so they have a lot of players that are stepping up.
Well, Clemens instead takes it in herself, gets her own rebound, puts it right back up. She had Stackhouse right next to her. Surprised she didn't see her, but 6 minutes left. And she's still 6 assists away from a triple-double. Has now 30 points right on her average. And
That's
Harris just going to fire away from long range. That was beyond college range for the men. Instead, Clemens is fouled. So they'll inbound the ball. Only the team's 6th foul. And so Stackhouse receives it. Underneath is
That's
wide open Erica Williams. And now they're just pouring it on.
Right.
So Coldwater can now start thinking about buyers, while Hinds going to head back home. Their season going to come to an end. 18 straight wins they accomplished to get to Jackson, and ends hitting a brick wall.
Right, it's going to be unfortunate because I think the team that Hinds is not the team that they truly are is not this team that we're seeing today. I think they just got off to such a bad start when their shots weren't falling, and it just broke their confidence. I think they're a much better team than what they're showing today. They wouldn't have the record, they wouldn't be here if they weren't.
And I think you hit the nail right on the head when you look at the box scores. You have 22-6 in the first quarter, 22-7 in the second, and Hinds, meanwhile, only outscored by 5 in the third period. So just a little too little, too late, and too many missed chippies on the inside.
Right, they've missed a bunch of them.
Clemens, crossover outside, looking for assist number 5. She's gonna get it. Sanders with the three ball, and so now Clemens needs only 5 more. Harris on the inside, still battling, and rattles home a bank shot.
That's Sanders' 4th 3 of the game. So she's knocking some shots down to help Clemens. They have an inside-outside game that's going pretty good right now.
So 4 for number 4. Stackhouse now on the outside, and assuming Clemens is not going to go for the triple-double, they're content just to run out with it. Clemens not even involved in the play on that last possession. Basically sitting out around half court. Harris to Octavia Baker. Approaching 4 minutes left in the game. Baker gets past the double, puts up the layup. So Baker still showing off some of what she's got. Had 10 points past the third quarter. 13 rebounds, so she has a double-double on the night.
Right, that'll definitely be good for the future because she's doing a great job right now. She's still playing and getting better. She's exhausted.
And a foul called.
And Harris is only a sophomore, so we may look for Hinds to be back next year.
Only one senior for Hinds, and that's Grigsby. Taking on the inside is Leverson, and she's fouled by Baker, pleading her case.
Yes, if Hinds could get back into the situation next year with only one senior, having the experience of being in the Coliseum, they should be able to perform much better. This is great experience for the young players.
Dixon, Burks, Croatia Williams, and Nia Williams, and Nikita Barnes will all be seniors next year, so they're going to have a very, very experienced team next year.
Right.
Octavia Barnes is going to be a sophomore to go along with that experience. At the line is Leverson, who's going to try to basically just add on a little more. And it's Nia Williams, I believe, that comes out of a crowd with the rebound. And the ball tipped by Leverson, so she's going to regain possession. Hands off.
They get another assist here.
Clemens. Oh, no, Stackhouse didn't take the jump shot.
It's a good decision by Stackhouse. She wasn't completely open.
Although
rimmed in and out.
It was Saunders who was open. Barnes a little razzle-dazzle behind the back dribble, but bailed out by a foul. Looked like she was going to lose it.
I'm very impressed with Barnes. So she's a big guard, 5'10", handles the ball well. She's active on the glass, and she can get to the basket. So she's going to be a pretty good player in the future here in Mississippi.
Harris
she's
just
pulling it deep.
Wow, that was about from 35 feet out. And Clemens instead. Approaching 3 minutes left. Crossover inside. Tries to go double team. A little scoop shot up and under. Instead goes to the free throw line. And that's big of Adrian Burks to lift Clemens up off the ground.
It's great sportsmanship.
Yeah, especially after what Clemens has done to you tonight.
Right.
Very easy to understand why seeing players do it like Clemens do what she does, you get a little frustrated and just kind of walk away. But Adrian Burks heads back to the bench now. Her only enemy of the night, Clemens, has been the free throw line, and it continues to be.
Right.
Clemens now 6 of 14 from the free throw line.
She would have 40 easily if she was shooting better on the free throw line tonight.
Still has 5 assists. You think she'll get it in 3 minutes?
It'd be tough to get it in 3 minutes.
Tell you what, that might be a record in and of itself if she got 5 assists in 3 minutes. Instead, it's Baker. 3 minutes left to play. Baker splits the double team, floats it up a little too soft. Taya Williams comes back up with it, back to Baker. And she nails the jumper from about 10 feet out. So
Baker's on her way to a pretty good game as far as stat-wise. All right, Barnes.
So Clemens, wow, that's just kind of showing off a little bit. In my very humble opinion. Takes it inside, looking for assist number 6, but instead throws it away. That's a turnover. Taya Williams back with it. And she almost throws it away, but it's Harris. Harris goes 1-on-2, and that is indeed a charge.
Levinson did a good job of rotating over and getting her feet set to take that hit.
Harris is going to provide some good scoring herself next season when you talk about the future. Only a sophomore, so she's going to be a junior. More experience there for you. Good build, too, for a guard. Can get inside. A lot of quickness. And she's shown she's got the range, too. I mean, she's been jacking them up from everywhere today, and she's
wide open layup
inside Leverson, but can't connect on the chippy. Instead, it was Williams, I believe. Excuse me, now it's Taya Williams on the inside. And looked like she lost control of it as she was going up, so it's going to go out of bounds. It will stay with Hinds. And head coach Spivey is going to send in one of the role players, Felicia Hill, gets a little bit of an ovation from the Coldwater, and Clemens heads to the bench. Applause from the Lady Cougar fans in attendance, and well-deserved. Octavia Barnes with the floater from the baseline.
Again, Barnes is having a great night to be a ninth grader. Very good.
Taya Williams looking for a steal. Instead, got a little bit too much arm.
Barnes is showing a lot of leadership. You can see it on the floor. She's still talking to her teammates, trying to encourage them to keep playing hard. And she's making plays herself and still playing hard. So that's great to see out of a young player, to have that kind of ability and show that type of leadership that early.
So Felicia Hill at the free throw line, and wow, that's a friendly roll there. And Byers is waiting in the 1A state championship game. That game will tip off on Friday at 2 p.m. And next up, right here, we're going to head back to the boys' side of things. Waiting for an 8 o'clock tip-off will be West Lincoln and Coldwater in the 1A state championship on the boys' side. So under a minute and a half left. Hinds will be heading home. 18-game winning streak. Barnes on the inside banks it in, adding to her stat tally. 18-game winning streak snapped in a big way by Coldwater. And they are going to move on to play Byers. Again, a team that swept the Lady Cougars, in the regular season. Beat them in the North State Championship game. 1 minute remaining in the ball game. Byers won the North State Championship 73-67 and won their last regular season game in February 81-78. Kalisha Leverson pumping up the Lady Cougar faithful. They know they're going to be playing for a gold ball on Friday. 29-point advantage. Hinds just looking for anything pride-wise. Barnes adding to her total again. Another offensive rebound, another putback. Under 40 seconds left to play. And ball out of bounds. It looks like head coach Bruce Baker is going to give some of his role players a chance to get into, and why not? It's Jackson, it's the Coliseum, the big house, and even if it's for a loss, a chance to get on the floor a little bit.
Right, it'll help them also for next year if they have an opportunity to be there. At least they would have experienced being on the floor during the game.
Anasia Adams, number 20, to go along with Nikita Barnes, number 11, and number 13, Croatia Williams.
Still by Barnes. He's still playing hard.
He's still playing. 20 seconds left. You wouldn't think it. Under 17 seconds left. Game well in hand, but Barnes, she doesn't care.
Barnes has really impressed me tonight. Again, as a freshman, I think she has tremendous upside over the next 3 years to probably be one of the best players in the state her senior year.
Definitely is going to be on the Dandy Dozen radar list come the start of next season. Eugenia Grigsby sitting down next to her teammates on the bench. The lone senior on this team knows her season is now over, knows her high school basketball career now over. A hard way to lose it, but still a good, excellent run to get to Jackson. 18 straight wins.
And I have Barnes with 23 points on that free throw. May as well not foul here, just go and let the clock run out.
And it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. 5 seconds left, 4 seconds left. Byers is waiting in the championship game, and we are set. Byers will play Coldwater for the right to hoist the 1A girls gold ball. Lady Cougars, the fans on their feet. Hinds headed home. So, Coach, we talked about it before. It's a bitter loss to follow, or a bitter loss to swallow. But final thoughts on this one.
Final thoughts. That's too much Coldwater early. I think that first quarter start, knocking down those threes, I think it set the tone for the rest of the game, and Hinds never could get back into it.
So your final score, 69-43 from the big house. And up next, we're going to have West Lincoln and Coldwater in the 1A boys semifinal. This has been Nathan Epstein for Stephanie Murphy. We'll see you in just a minute on the MHSAA Network.